Good evening, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, evening headlines on March 20, 2023. Tokyo's micro-apartments, Justin McCurry spends a night in a tiny home, video. The Guardian, you could cook while on the toilet, a night in one of Tokyo's micro-apartments. How the Iraq War unfolded, as reported by The Independent. The Independent, so where were they, Mr. Blair? Exposing the lie of Saddam's WMD. The Independent, how the Iraq War unleashed jihad and the rise of ISIS. The Independent, column, The Road to War, an ex-Reuters journalist recalls the chase for WMD in Iraq. Reuters, how Blair's dodgy dossier was changed after independent reporters spotted flaw in case for war. Iraq War 20 years on, how Ukraine conflict, growing power of Iran and rise of Trump can be traced back to 2003 invasion. Republicans split over Ron DeSantis' reaction to Trump indictment. The Independent, DeSantis accuses prosecutors of pursuing a political agenda in Trump probe. MSNBC, Ron DeSantis breaks silence on Trump indictment with quiet dig at alleged affair with Stormy Daniels. The Independent, Trump allies pressure DeSantis to weigh in on expected indictment. Former Australian soldier charged for alleged war crime in Afghanistan. Sky News, Australian former SAS soldier Oliver Schultz held over alleged war crime in Afghanistan. BBC, former SAS soldier arrested and charged in NSW for alleged war crime over killing of Afghan civilian. The Guardian, former Australian soldier to be charged with Afghan's murder. The Independent, ex-SAS soldier charged with murder after Afghanistan war crimes investigation. Israeli minister condemned for claiming no such thing as a Palestinian people. The Guardian, Israeli government pushes ahead with judicial plan despite outcry. St. Helens Star, Israeli government drives ahead with judicial plan despite outcry. The Independent, Netanyahu pushes back Israel judicial changes deadline. Taliban leader orders decree to stop officials hiring family members. The stuff was illegally dug up, New York's Met Museum sees reputation erode over collection practices. The Guardian, more than 1,000 artifacts in Metropolitan Museum of Art catalog linked to alleged looting and trafficking figures. ICIJ.org, Nepal wants a sacred necklace returned. But a major museum still keeps it on display. ProPublica, questions shadow these items from a renowned art collection. How Iraq War destroyed UK's trust in politicians and left Labour in turmoil. The Guardian, former UK PM Blair, Iraq War cannot be compared to Ukraine invasion. EURACTIV, Iraq invasion, the unforgettable legacy of Tony Blair. Middle East Eye, Iraq War, austerity and Brexit, the three great lies that destroyed our faith in politicians. iNews, Iraq War ultimately demonstrated US-UK weakness for all to see. Malawi president declares half of country damaged by cyclone. The Guardian, a week on, brutal cyclone Freddy still taxes southern Africa. The Independent, floods swept my baby from my arms, then they took my husband and son. The Telegraph, Malawi moves to rescue survivors after cyclone Freddy. Al Jazeera English, Tanzania sends relief to cyclone hit Mozambique. Thailand parliament dissolved ahead of May election. BBC, Thailand dissolves parliament for May national election. Al Jazeera English, Thailand's parliament dissolved ahead of May general election. The National, Thai parliament dissolved, general election set for May. The Independent, Thailand dissolves parliament for election. The China-Russia border city of Heihe where harmony lies. Australian police say removing millions of dead fish from Darling River near Menindee will be logistical nightmare. Sky News, Menindee, Australia begins mass fish death cleanup. BBC, millions of rotting fish to be removed from river amid Australia heatwave. The Independent, Australia, rush to clear millions of dead fish jamming river. DW, English, residents in an Australian town woke up to find millions of dead fish in their river #BBC News. 20 years on, the shocking numbers behind the Iraq War. The Independent, how Iraq invasion led by US and UK sparked decades of chaos and violence. BBC News. BBC News, Iraq War 20 years on, how invasion plunged country into decades of chaos. BBC, how US propaganda won Iraq's battlespace. Al Jazeera English, a million lives later, I cannot forgive what American terrorism did to my country, Iraq. French government faces no confidence votes over Macron pension plans. The Guardian, pension row, will French President Macron step down amid uproar over unpopular pension reform bills? WION, France pension reform, Macron's government faces no confidence vote. BBC, French government defiant on pensions ahead of crucial votes. The Local France, Macron's pension reform muddle. UN climate report, scientists release survival guide to avert climate disaster. BBC, scientists deliver final warning on climate crisis, act now or it's too late. The Guardian, point of no return, UN science report to provide stark climate warning, France 24 English. France 24 English, our choices as consumers will determine how much greenhouse gas emissions occur. The Irish Times, from climate change, certainty, to rapid decline, a timeline of IPCC reports. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.